Matt Manliger.
Nice to meet you.
Matt Hilmer, nice to meet you. Did you have any problem finding a place?
No, actually it was pretty easy to find.
Okay. We'll have about 10 minutes to discuss the store manager position you applied for, and then after, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me then.
Okay.
Okay. Your resume here says that you're a manager currently at Golf Galaxy.
That is correct.
Could you tell me more about your position?
Yes, I am currently the GolfWorks manager. I'm in charge of services, fittings, making sure everyone is getting fully serviced for club tech work, regripping, reshafting, any problems with that. So it's basically coming at a customer service standpoint.
Okay. Have you ever had any other management experience prior to this?
No, the GolfWorks position is the only management position I have. I was at one point originally the GolfWorks manager, and I kind of took a step aside out of the position.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at your resume and I saw that you were out for about 6 months or so.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, I took a step sideways in my position out of management, and that was basically to help me learn more about the store and the company as a whole. I took more of it was more of an operational standpoint. So in the end, it kind of helped me out a little bit more, I felt.
How did it help you out?
I was able to take on more of an active role in the operations of the store. I was dealing with inventories, merchandising, making sure everything was kind of set up for the store and presentable that way. Making sure and kind of keeping track of everything as well too.
Okay. One of the concerns that I would see right away with that happening is that your employees see you stepping out of management and not understanding why, and then coming back to be their boss. How did you step back into management and reestablish your authority so that they took you seriously and had respect for you right away?
And that was one thing that I did notice too. A couple of them questioned why I would take a step back in management, like, because they thought it was just a step back in pay. And I saw it as more of a learning experience, an opportunity for myself to kind of grow, so I could move up in my position within the company. And that's kind of how I presented it to them. I just showed them that, hey, I'm doing this because I'm dedicated to my work, to the company, and they kind of saw that as like they kind of basically took it as a wow. Just they saw that I was dedicated to my position and to the company as a whole.
Did all of your employees see that, or did you have any specific problems that you had with any of them taking you seriously or respecting your authority when you came back?
Time to time I did. I would notice that some guys would kind of stand around, especially when I was working. So I kind of had to put my foot down for a little while to reestablish myself. But it wasn't too bad. They were understanding how how I was. They got a good feel for how I was as a manager in that regard, that you have fun with work, but you got to get your stuff done. And that's kind of how I look at things. You want to have fun, but you want to keep your foot at a certain. You got to keep everything at a certain level.
Okay.
There's a cutoff point.
One of the things that you mentioned at the beginning when you were kind of listing what your responsibilities were is that you were responsible for training. What kind of training do you do with your employees?
Well, pretty much like I said, I'm in charge of the GolfWorks, fittings, all that sort. I have to make sure that all the employees are are trained to fit customers for the proper equipment. Because we can't have customers walking out the door with the wrong equipment, turning around, coming back in, and complaining that they spent money for something that didn't work out for them. I also have to make sure they know how to regrip clubs for customer satisfaction standpoint, that sort of thing. And the latest was the integration of a new software program for keeping track of club repair work and that sort of thing. So I had to make sure that everyone was fully trained on that, and that was kind of a learning process for myself, and kind of working it into the whole system of the store as well.
Okay. One of the things that a new company like Golf Galaxy will have as they're growing and they're getting bigger is that there's going to be a lot of new introductions of technology and information systems and all that kind of stuff. And to go along with your training, can you tell me of a specific time that you had trouble training someone and that they just wouldn't catch on to what you were trying to teach them?
Actually, there was one time with the new club repair software. There was a gentleman that was kind of set back from it. He kind of wanted to stay away from it, and I told him that he needed to really learn how to use it, so we didn't have to rely on another employee to help him out. And he was kind of hesitant at first to learn it, but I took it in a step-by-step process to help him out and fully learn it. I mean, it took a little bit longer than what I really hoped for and expected, but in the end, he learned it faster, and he's now able to use it with relative ease and without any help, really, honestly.
Okay. What would you say overall that your biggest weakness is as being a manager?
I would say that, I mean, I do have a trouble kind of dealing, like, from my own personal standpoint, trying to work out something with a customer who has an issue, and that's one thing that I've become to realize is something that I need to work on myself. And what I have been doing is kind of put my foot down, saying, hey, this is our policy. This is what I have to stand by. I can't really do anything else. The one thing is that, I mean, there's certain situations where, I mean, you might be able to be a little lenient than others, and it kind of depends on what the customer's attitude is too. And that's kind of a personal thing that I take. But one thing is that you have to kind of basically stand by the company policy for the most part.
Okay. What would you say your strongest quality is as a manager?
I mean, I like to come in to the store and I kind of see what the atmosphere is all about. In the mornings, like when I open, I kind of like to try and set the attitude high, set the motivation and the energy high. And the way we do that is through the tea times and figuring out what the budgets and what we have to do for the day. So I try and get the employees pumped up for that, so we can keep a high energy level, so they can go out and help the customers with a lot of energy. And when I come in during in the middle of the day, kind of try and do the same thing, try and turn things around if everyone seems kind of mellow. I try and turn everything around that way.
Okay. Well, that's about all I have. Do you have any other questions for me with the position or anything like that?
As of right now, no. But if I do, I will definitely give you a call and ask you, though.
Okay. And what about your availability? Can you start as soon as we make the decision, or?
I have I'm available for the position whenever you would need me.
Okay.
Yes, that is not a problem.
Okay. Well, we'll be making our decision within the next week or so we'll be in contact with you before then, and we'll give you a call as soon as we figure anything out.
Okay, sounds
Okay?
good. All right.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.